everybody cough. You ever see people, as long as you know them, they had a cough? I'm serious. Seems like they always got a deep cough. I guarantee you this. Everybody coughs sometime, but everybody shouldn't be coughing all the time. You know what coughs, continual coughs represent? A desire to bark. And it's actually you saying, look at me. Somebody please pay attention to me. I'm crying out for help. All right. Cramps, fear, tension, and holding on. Holding on to stuff too long. Crohn's disease. Not loving yourself, rejection, and not feeling good enough. Just giving you some quick answers. There's more, but I'm giving you some quick because of time here. All right? Depression. You said, how does depression? I thought depression is the root of stuff. It is. Isn't it funny? Depression can be the root of sicknesses, but even depression is a sickness that has a root. You know where depression comes from itself? Many times we talk about depression causing it, but what causes depression? Anger that you have, and you ready for this one? That you feel you have a right to have. Huh? It's the anger that you have about situation that you feel you have a right to. It's like self-pity. It's almost like, you know, this is what look at what I've been through. Entitled to the anger. Perfect. Entitled to it. And that's what that feeling is. And you know what? That laugh is the laugh of somebody that knows what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Here we go. All right? Dry eyes. You know what dry eyes? Somebody asked me last week about a little bit about dry eyes. I didn't get to look up. I couldn't remember the word that y'all gave me, but I'll go back again. Dry eyes. You know what that means? They can't cry. Angry eyes is what dry eyes are. And it's refusing to see with love. You hear me? It spites others, and it rather die than to forgive in some cases. That's dry eye. Bloating. Pastor, ain't nothing up to bloating. That ain't nothing but, oh, you better be careful. Bloating is too much emphasis on yourself. Makes sense, doesn't it? All gluttony. And remember, gluttony has nothing to do with just being fat or food. Gluttony is greed to anything. You can be a glutton for money, a glutton for attention, a glutton for Facebook likes, a glutton for whatever, right? Whatever you're a glutton for, it comes from fear that you will not have your fair share. Fainting. In case there's somebody in here that's known for fainting. Fainting comes from a spirit of fear and not being able to cope. Here goes some fat weight issues that I thought I'd just throw in there. I didn't put them all, but I thought I'd throw them in there. Amen. I told you I'd talk about me and everybody else. Stubborn belly fat. You done worked out a little bit, you're eating different, you turn down the bread and sugar. Remember, I'm always talking about that. I'm never just staying out there saying you can eat what you want. No. We have to do everything that we need to do, but then if that doesn't correct it, there may be a spiritual root. Stubborn belly fat comes from anger that you've been denied love and nourishment. How about hips area? You know some people that's real have an issue with the hippie. They're kind of hippie. But here you go. Hips come from lumps of stubborn anger, especially at the parents. Thighs, childhood anger. Of course, we dealt with the night eating syndrome. How about eczema? Antagonism. What does it mean when we say antagonism? Thinking like a victim as well. Eczema, which also roots from rejection, by the way. Okay? Nearsighted focuses on self more than others, to the point where it's dangerous. Of course, we all do that naturally. Farsighted focuses on others and look ahead rather than dealing with what's going on now. All right? The positive thing about tears, here's a positive thing, is that when you see tears coming as positive, that's somebody feeling the agape love of God. We see it in here, don't we? The negative end of tears is holding back tears too long, so you just tear in. You're just tearing. All right? Here go one. Dry, cracked heels. I knew I'd get y'all attention. Now, we got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. And I'm talking about people that have to deal with that all the time. That's an area that is, even if you get it fixed, it comes back. You know where it comes from? Depriving yourself of enjoyment and blaming others for the fact that you deprived yourself. Same thing with a person that constantly has ear wax buildup. It's not taking time to finally do for you, always reaching out and helping up. It'll manifest that way every time. Fevers. You know what fevers are? Isn't it strange? It means you're burning up. Almost every time we deal with fever, we can call out some spirit of anger, frustration, or hidden anger. And in the Bible, for y'all that don't believe, fever is a demon in the Bible. Okay? Hands show the ability to hold on and let go. Fingers talk about how we feel about life as we walk through it. I'm kind of going through them quickly because I can't give all the answers. Growths. You have people say they had a growth. What is a growth? Say it. Excess skin, okay? Well, let me tell you what it is. Spiritual root of growth. Nursing old hurts. Too long. Nursing old hurts. Heart problems, fear. We already talked about that. How about this one? Let me throw in there. You can also have heart problems from a broken heart. Okay? One of the things that will give you a heart attack real quick is when you feel you've been abandoned, left alone. You ever see somebody, if you know anybody in your family ever had a heart attack? Someone back in the day, I'm telling you, especially when they usually die from the heart attack, they felt alone and abandoned. Their heart was broken. I'm telling you. And that fear of being alone is what takes them out of there. Hernias. Well, this is interesting. Ruptured relationships and strained burdens, trying too hard. Ain't nothing worse than trying too hard on anything and not seeing the results. Here's one. Low sperm count in men comes from unresolved issues with the father. You say, well, I'm okay with my dad, but there's some stuff you haven't dealt with. Y'all are really quiet. I know it's late, but I got to get you these. Kidney stones. They're just lumps of unresolved anger. Menopause. Let me deal with this real quick. All my sisters, they get to a certain age and we just assume that it has to be this really negative experience about what we call menopause. Without getting too far into it for time's sake, let me share something with you about menopause. Menopause is an extreme cry out for love and acceptance. Anytime a woman is going through menopause, she has a fear of no longer fitting in or being needed and wanted. And if you men know what to do with these women, I'm telling you what to do with it. During this time, you have to give them an access, or over. You have to really let them know that you wouldn't know what to do without them. Can y'all hear what your pastor's saying? And if you think about it, if you know people that dealt with menopause, that's how they act. Nobody called me. Right? You don't want to go out with me? It's menopause. They don't feel it. And it's going through them. Let me tell you something. At that time, it's just like women who are going through their time of the month. Husbands, when that woman is going through that time of the month, she's crying out for extra love. That's the time of, the Bible calls it her sickness. You need to pour out extra love. That's why you have to be prayed up, because you're going to need it. Yes, ma'am. Say it one more time. Oh, yes. Irregular periods, and I'm going to talk more about it and give you a quick answer. Irregular periods, PMS, heavy periods, and hard period, meaning painful, extreme. I mean, of course, it's never that comfortable, but extreme. You ever see people, it's very extreme, and they can't even get, I'm telling you now, it's coming from curses that have to be broken, and they many times have to deal with issues that have happened in our sexuality, meaning times we've disobeyed God in sex. All right? And sometimes they can come in through the bloodline. If mama and them have had abortions and different things, you can break it. All right? I'm giving you a kind of a scattered answer because I'm just trying to be careful how I say certain things, because I know a lot of our women do deal with that. And I want to be careful how I want to be a gentleman while I also give you the truth. Go ahead, brother. Hot flashes, interesting. I need to look it up again, but anytime you're dealing with hot flashes, let me go back and check into that and see what they call it medical. Okay, because there's probably another name for it that it's connected to. I don't want to make up something. Go ahead, sis. Oh, hot flash. Well, what's going on exactly? But is it doing menopause? Yeah, she snapped. That was menopause, y'all. Listen, you'll get that during the menopause, right? So we want to include that in. We need to talk more about menopausal behavior. Motion sickness. You ever see people can't get it, no matter where they get shaken up too much, they sit. You know where motion sickness comes from? Feeling trapped, feeling bondage in situations you feel like you can't get out for fear of it. Yes, sir. Okay. Right. Right. Oh, Lord, don't start. Yeah, I can't. Me and you might have that conversation because that's gonna take us down a Warfare Wednesday road, brother. And I ain't putting you on because I feel you. I got some weird numbers too that I noticed in my family. But yeah, I got you. But we can't do that right this second. Yeah, well we'll get it. We'll connect. But yes, sir. That's oh Lord. Another thing is don't be alarmed because you'll run as you see numbers more, you'll become more aware of them because you're now looking for them. Okay? You'll see them more because now you're more cognizant of those. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Same thing. But you need to be careful because some things may have happened in the carrying of the child with the mother. Usually when a baby is born with it, they got it directly through the womb. And so something that the mother may have had fear or rejection, or it may be a generational thing. But it can be broken. It can be broken. They said the same thing about my son, that he had eczema. And he used to, not to me, he's gotten a little bit better, a lot better, because I don't see it anymore. But he used to have it just like your boy. And so I know about it. We used to pray over him and anoint him. And now that you mention it, we don't say much about it anymore. I have to get on him because he'll say, Mama say I got eczema. I'm like, you keep saying it, but I don't see nothing. Everything looks like it's better. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you have to be careful to God will heal you. You got to walk in it because, we're not going to make, no, you just ash it, man. Put some lotion on. You all right? That's not eczema. I know the difference between eczema and ash. Go ahead. Sinuses? Yes. I did a teaching on sinuses before. Remember, sinuses means that you have too much what in your body? Histamine. When you got too much histamine, you go to the drugstore and they give you an Well, here's what they do. They addict you to the drug. So the drugs you take for sinuses, if you ever mistaken it, your nose start running, your eyes start watering because you're now having a fit. You're having an addiction. So it causes you to manifest those things so you can go get some more histamine. So we need to pray and break where sinuses come from. And just like allergies, they are not what they told you. They are spiritually rooted. Crystal meth, yes, sir. In the kids' medicine. You got to be careful. It's a lot of things you can do. Oh, it's really, really late, y'all. I'm trying to get through as many. Teeth, I don't have time to go over, but even teeth. The teeth represents how you break down life's decisions. And the Bible talks about how the teeth of God is like milk. And the teeth represents how you break down. All right? Dry lips, extremely dry lips. Now, this is interesting because you're unable to satisfy your thirst for something you know you shouldn't have. I'll leave that alone. All right? You know it's better left untouched. That's right. Pouting. You said pouting. Feeling sorry for yourself and wanting everybody to know it. You ever see people pout? Grown men pout more than anybody nowadays. Restless leg. You ever see people sit and shake their leg? Bring them to us. We'll get the shaking out. Had a few people to come here on a Sunday was doing it, and we found out that comes from anger and wanting to just kick somebody. Oh, yeah. And if you don't believe it, if you came here, you've seen those spirits manifest in the person. It's for real. Yes, ma'am, and then yes, ma'am. Nervous energy. Be very careful because you're dealing with, depending on what, I don't want to make it more than what it is, but if it's a problem or if it's anything that's done in excess is demonic.
Yeah.
That's how you can know. Anything that's done too much or too little is demonic. God is all about balance. He's about stability. Anything that you're doing over or under ain't God. Okay? Any type of compulsive behavior, any type of OCD, any type of addiction, and I know you get this a little bit off, I would pray for those people, because just like restless leg, I can guarantee you there's some things we'll go back and you'll begin to see that person settle right on out. Okay? You're going to see it, I can guarantee you. Had one lady I prayed for here. She was probably in her 70s maybe. We prayed over her, and the Lord showed us something happened to her as a baby. And can you imagine 70-something years old? She come, you know what she did? At 70-something years old, laid on the floor and rocked like a baby with her thumb in her mouth. She went back to the day that she really went, and then we found out later that she was a twin. She was a twin. And her twin died. Some things happen. You have to be careful, because when you're in your mother's womb, a lot of spiritual activity can happen. Yes, ma'am. You know what the Bible talk about that? The Bible actually talk about the grinding of teeth. Some people say when the chewing inside your jaw is something different, but they tell you when you grind your teeth, you got low, you chew ice and things like that. They say that means you got low iron. But it depends on what you're doing and how we're doing it, but I'm pretty sure if you're doing it, we need to pray over it. And we'll see if we can get it to come to an end. Okay? Be very careful of it. She was waiting. I'm sorry, I skipped over my sister. Yep. Well, let's start with chewing and biting your nails.
Yeah, that's me.
Biting your nails is eating away at your own flesh. You're eating away at yourself. It's nervousness and it's fear rooted. Guilty. By the way, it's also somebody, when you see somebody bite their nails, they're dying to get off they're dying to express themselves, but can't positively. And if you ever watch people, sometimes some of the most talkative people, when they're not talking, they're going like this.
Me too.
You ever watch them? Because in between, they can't stop. You ever see people that when they come and they talk, as a matter of fact, go ahead, Sister Ash didn't, we got people over here. All right, come on, let me take these questions. It's really late, but y'all still here. Come on. Dandruff, dry hair. It's funny because I put this in my memos and I didn't even write it on the paper. I knew I should have did what the Lord said. I'll give you that. Give me 1 second. Over here, sister. Leukemia. Oh, yeah. I need to give you dandruff. I need to give you leukemia. You said, Pastor Rob, dandruff. No, dandruff is an actual condition, in case y'all didn't know that. I ain't talking about people not washing their hair. Just because you have dandruff don't mean you don't wash your hair. There's an issue that people have with the scalp, okay? And one day I'll just talk about the different things that affect your scalp anyway, okay? One of the things that can affect women problems with their scalp and with their hair is when they take the position of a man too long. Did you know that? The Bible says, taking a man's position, running the show, be very careful, because the Bible says, I'll smote you with a scab. He said, as for my people, women rule over them, and children are your oppressors. The Lord God said, you know what he said? He said, my people, they that lead thee, cause thee to error. He says that because of it, he says when women get out of place, it'll cause them to have cancers in their private area sometimes, and it'll cause them to have issues.
Verse 17.
Listen.
Isaiah 3:17.
Listen.
Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
Yeah.
And
See, because men's supposed to do this. Men's supposed to go bald in the crown. And it's not all the time. Remember I'm saying that. Not all. There are other things that can cause bald that have nothing to do with that. You understand that? But that's one of the causes. Leukemia, I got to get that for you, and dandruff. I'll make sure I get those two for you. Who else I saw? All right, then we got to go. Real quick about speech. Well, sleeping. Here you go. Sleeping position. I'm skipping some. Now, this don't mean, if you sleep like this because this is how you're comfortable, I'm not talking to you. But do you ever notice all of a sudden some things have happened in your life and it changed? You have all of a sudden, a new style of sleeping. That's when you want to watch, because this is why. Sleep positions, suddenly they change. You ever seen anybody do the climbing the ladder? They kind of like, they turn to the side, but they kind of knees up, almost kind of like a canine, like a dog, right? Well, that climbing ladder is, watch this. Yeah, it's true. Trying to escape, constantly trying to improve yourself, but never seeming to feel like you've done good enough. Here you go. You ever see people sleep dead on their back? Like they call it the dead man's pose. That's the weirdest thing. Somebody sleep dead just like this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whenever you see somebody sleeping on their back like that, and it's not a normal thing to them, it's a lack of trust. That I don't know about. I don't know about that, but that's some weird stuff. That's strange.
Sleep with his eyes open.
Lack of, let me keep going. Sleeping in the natal position. What's the natal position? Y'all know what natal means? Like a baby. Right? It comes from needing to be comforted. And sometimes that roots all the way back from the earliest stages, okay? Addictions, all type of addictions. I can't get into them all, but all addictions root from a need to be loved. Even if it's crack cocaine, it's not chemical addictions like you think as much. The real root is not the chemical addiction. It's a psychological addiction. Because, let me share this, because I know somebody ain't going to believe this, so let me tell you this. And there are other people who know more about this than me, but they may not know more about the deliverance side than me. So let me tell you what my end is, and then we'll combine our two and make it work. If it was chemical, that would be one thing. And there's a certain chemical, okay, issue, but it's not chemical from its root. It's psychological. Because here's what happens to somebody that take their first hit of crack cocaine. Every endorphin in your body is released at one time. It's the biggest rush you will ever experience in your life. Now, all of the other, what do you call them? There you go. All of those recover fast in your body. But those endorphins, do you know it takes 2 years? It takes 2 years for your endorphins to completely recover and come back up to its full percentage. Now, you know what that means? Every time you get high, you never get a chance for it to which is why they keep getting high, is because they're chasing the first time that they had the full feel good. Can I tell you why people get high? It's not about a chemical. Because before there was a chemical, you had a need before you even tried it. You got that? Listen to me now. It's about a feeling that you need to feel good. Everybody that suffers from any addiction, not just drugs, you are lacking serotonin. Serotonin is what makes you feel good. So once you find something that finally makes you feel good, you grab hold to that feeling. Are y'all listening? So watch this. It's not just drugs. If you're involved in the orgasm, it's the same thing. You could be married to a very beautiful woman or a handsome man, have everything you have there, and still run out and cheat. You don't know why. Because you're addicted to that feeling. Huh? The craving. Okay, yeah, there you go. And so what I'm telling you is this. It's no joke. And let me tell you, everybody in here do something to make them feel good when they're down. For some of us, it's going down the sweet frog. Yeah. And you know what? Let me tell you, without getting too far into what ice cream is, ice cream, we love. Get you a nice, or some donuts. You know why ice cream is so dangerous for us and we eat it? Because they have to freeze it. If they didn't freeze it, it would make you sick. It's that much sugar. They freeze it because when you eat it, it doesn't allow it to register to your body that it's unhealthy. It allows you to take it in, because if you ever ate it warm or room temperature, you would probably throw up. Too sweet. But it does something powerful to your those glands, those feel-good centers. And so while everybody's pointing the finger at somebody that's doing drugs, we fail to realize that all of us are chasing some type of high. Church don't like when I talk like this, because we like to have somebody we better than. You ain't better than nobody.
Amen.
Okay, you want to point the finger at alcoholics? Yeah, they need to be free. Yes, you need to stop drinking. But can I share something with you? I've said it before. If I go and drink alcohol, it's one thing, and I need to be delivered. Alcoholism is a dangerous demon. It is for real. I'm not making no excuses for it. Pastor don't drink, so don't think I'm trying to find a way to squeeze it in. I've never drunk in my life, but I want you to get free. But I also got to remember that some people don't run to the ABC store, they run to the bakery. And if I get enough cakes and pies, that's sugar. So I'm called a dry drunk.
Amen.
It's a dry drunk. Because it's the sugar that I need. Because when I get that sugar, that's all I need. I'm all right for the night. I got to have, some of us got to have a dessert every day. Got to have sweets. What you think you are? You're an alcoholic, but you're dry. And I'm being very serious. I know it's kind of funny when you think about it, but I'm being very serious. You are a dry drunk. And the devil is laughing at church people because all we do is tell them, they drinking. Yeah. But we all need to get free. You know what we need to do when we first missing love somewhere or feeling good? We need to learn to have people that can turn us straight to God. Because there's chemicals that they will give us. You know why? This is why we get the chemicals. Now let me bring in the chemicals. Because you're already short on a chemical already in your body. Now you're looking out there for other chemicals to enhance that are only going to leave you dependent upon more and more. You want deliverance? Deal with the real root. Somewhere along the line, you didn't feel love. I know we're in church all day today, but y'all, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, the information is here. When y'all ready to go, I'm ready, but here it is. Talkers, I can give you more. Speech. You ever see people that babble? Just talk. So they walk in the room. Everybody in everybody's family got somebody that when they walk in, you say, oh, there goes so-and-so. And when you hear them talking, if you think about it, they sound like, you ever hear them?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about babbling, okay? Babbling is a need, and this is so real. Tell me if this ain't true. It's a need to be in the limelight. Got to be the one. Watch them. I'm telling you, in your family, you got one. Have you ever noticed something? They need to be in the limelight, right? And here's what they do. They lack interest in what other people have to say. That's a babbler. And you need to know when the Bible talks about babbling. Vain babbler.
Vain babbler.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one that's funny about speech. Baby talkers. I'm talking about grown-ups that talk, not babies, of course. Baby talkers are adults who want to avoid being taken seriously.